Okay.
Okay. Mr. President, we're ready.
Good morning to each and every one of you on this beautiful Tuesday morning. Glad to see everyone's smiling faces. And at this point, we will turn it over to our very capable city clerk.
This is the pre-meeting of the Mobile City Council, Tuesday, March 16th. We have approval of minutes from March the 9th.
All right, great job as always. Thank you.
We have requests for a waiver of the noise ordinance on June the 12th from 7 p.m. until 10 p.m. on Levert Avenue.
No problem.
May 15th from 7 to 10 on Woodlands Avenue.
No problem.
Okay. Public hearing today is a public hearing to declare the structures at 456 Booker Street, 912 Elmira Street, 1169 Elmira Street, 1212 Seneca Street, 2504 Courtney Street, 2304 Burma Hills Court, public nuisances and ordering them demolished and or repaired.
Madam City Clerk, did you call 1169 Elmira?
I did.
Colleagues, I got an email from the owner of that property. I don't know if he sent this communication to you all, but it's his intention. I believe he's already applied for a building permit, and he's working with Historic Development and the ARB to come up with a plan for repair and restoration. And so his request is that this item be tabled. I don't quite have the specific time yet, but that probably will be what I will, unless we hear something totally different from Mr. Diefenbach, probably will honor that request, probably for a period of as much time as allowable to give him and his partners, I guess, an opportunity to bring this house back online. That's 1169 Elmira.
You want to give it 60 days?
Yes, sir. That would be fine.
Mr. President.
Mr. Vice President.
Is Mr. Diefenbach online?
Mr. Diefenbach, are you there?
Yes, I'm here, and I have no objection to a 60-day holdover for the owner to work with permitting and historic to get a permit to repair the house. That is not a problem. 60 days is a perfect timeline.
Wonderful.
Mr. Diefenbach, I have another question though. On Seneca Street, did you hear from the owners off of Seneca Street on their property? She signed up for city. I see that she signed up to speak on the council agenda on today. She reached out to me about a couple of weeks ago, and I told her to get in contact with your office. And but I see that she signed up on the agenda. So I was wondering, did she contact you? You know of?
Regretfully, no. I don't have any record in my file of the owner reaching out to us.
Okay.
However, this is a historic district, and it does have some problems with the roof and exterior walls, and there's some problems where the water's penetrating the structure. But if she's willing to repair the structure and needs a little bit more time, I have no problem. We could table it just like before for 60 days, allowing her to, again, also work with historic, because this is it's in a nationally registered, not a local historic district. So she wouldn't need a historic. She just needs a building repair permit and a plan of when she's going to start the construction of the repairs.
Okay, then, and that's what I had told her, but I thought she had reached out to you, but when I looked on the agenda, I see that she had signed up for it, but thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You want to give it 60 days, CJ?
I'm just going to wait to see what she's going to say when she come down and everything, or when she speaks to the agenda.
Absolutely.
Okay. Today is a public hearing to consider the vacation of right-of-way I'm sorry, yeah, right of way between lots 3 and 4, Westwood Farms re-subdivision on Halls Mill Road, District 4.
Like Chris and I have talked about this. The, this is not it's not a road. It is simply a couple lines on a plat or on somebody's drawing somewhere that was, I see absolutely no reason why we would have ever used it. It's of no value to the city or to anybody that's not physically connected to that property. So that's about it.
Okay. Public hearing to consider a vacation fee for vacation of right-of-way located between lots 3 and 4 Westwood Farms re-subdivision on Halls Mill Road.
I guess is that in the same connection, Chris, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just the fee.
And I think we should waive that. Have no connection or relation or any to that business or owner or anybody. It's not of any value to anyone. And the city just doesn't, never has, never will, can't use it. It's just a couple lines on that. We didn't buy. We didn't buy.
All land has value.
No, not this.
I go along with waiving it. I'm a little concerned about the precedent of waiving it when it's over the $5,000, which is the limit we set, but I'm fine with waiving it.
Now, John, is it considered a commercial zoning or residential? Do you know what the zoning classification
It's
is?
absolutely commercial. It's absolutely
It
commercial.
is
Yeah.
commercial?
I've got warehouses all down that north side
I
of
see.
the Halls Mill. And I mean, if it was a stubbed road or it was building big enough to put a out parcel on or anything, but it's just been a couple lines on a map.
How much, what's the amount of property that we're talking about that's got the $5,600 as a proposed amount? I'm just curious because I'm not familiar.
I looked at it. I don't know the exact number, so I hate to say something. Chris may have it right at his fingertips.
Yeah, hold on just a second.
I've looked at the map.
Oh, I'm not doubting what you're saying about
I don't know what I'm saying.
that the city
Look at
has
it.
no need.
I rode out there, but I just don't know the measurements.
Yeah.
Well,
I think Joel's point is well taken though, because we said we would waive when it was residential, but we talked about, commercial. And so that's the only thing. Do you want to look at?
16,000
Beg your pardon?
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No. Do you know how large the parcel is?
16,653 square feet.
What's the frontage?
I think it's a 30 feet.
I think it's
Yeah.
30.
So it wouldn't make a lot because that
couldn't
would
put a
be a
road on You couldn't get a road on it without
substandard.
right away. I mean,
It has
really
to be at least 50 feet, I think, across for, and it might even be more for
Again,
commercial.
that's the point of my comment. It's of no
Mhm.
value other than to the property owner who's been maintaining it all along. Again, it's not like it's fenced off, that his
Mhm.
property kind of ended there. It's in the middle of his property. And
I
we
see.
didn't buy it. We never used it. You can't sell that.
Okay, how many feet is in an acre?
43,560.
43,000,
43,000.
quarter of an acre.
Yeah, it's a quarter of an acre.
Quarter of an acre.
That is not just, it's quite a bit of land.
Again, I have
Uh,
property or its owner or its use.
I think for a quarter of an acre, I think we need to leave the $5,662 alone.
I
He's
disagree.
getting a quarter of an acre land for
But Fred,
$5,000.
you disagree. We got you.
Right, but, and you don't know what he's gonna use. Is it extra parking, do you know, or?
Oh, no,
you
he's
have no
already-
idea what the use is?
Look, it's never been fenced off. He's already using it. It's already just a piece of property connected to a lay down yard for pipe and
Mhm.
different plumbing apparatuses. It's industrial. I mean, I think it is that it's B3, but it's an industrial use.
So John, is he's taking care of the property now as far as in cutting it?
Yeah, he always has.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
I
we,
don't even know if it's a he. I mean, I just know that it's properly maintained on that whole north side.
yeah, I agree with Councilman Williams, with that situation, because he's already upkeeping the property as it is. I mean, we're not cutting it. I was driving through the district yesterday and I seen some properties like that also that's in my district. I think it was off of Robinson Drive about the easement and everything. And the neighbors go ahead and they taking care of the property. So, I mean, if he been taking care of the property this long, I mean, I don't see no reason why we just won't just go ahead and give it to him. We're not taking care of it.
He's probably expended $5,600 over the years and just keeping it up.
If the value was $663 less, we wouldn't be having this discussion.
Right,
Right.
exactly.
We've already expended more than $663 on this discussion. So I say let's move on.
Sound like a winner.
Thank you.
Madam City Clerk.
Presentation of petitions and other communications to the council. We have Michelle Bright, and she wants to speak to you all about, in a nutshell, DBE contract participation, more or less. Tried to talk to her and explain it to her, but we weren't getting any understanding, so she'll come and convey the message herself. That's all I have to say on that one. And Beverly Townser, Beverly Townser is regarding 1212 Seneca Street. And then we have Reggie Hill, and he wants to speak regarding 6207. Essential COVID items held over. 34003, ordinance to amend chapter 34 of the city code to include the real property business privilege tax applicable to lessors of residential buildings and dwellings to the schedule of licenses.
Mr. President,
Mr. Davis.
my understanding is that we've ended up with a draft that incorporates many of the changes that Councilman Williams was looking for. And it seems like to me that, and Mr. Arledge has opined that he's got legally no objections to it. So unless some council person had some objections to it, I'd assume we'll go ahead and vote on it today.
I hope so.
Okay, Mr. President, are you still there?
I am.
Um,
My Zoom is moving for some reason, but continue on. I hear you.
I have a meeting. I have a meeting today at 12. I'm going to have to leave our 10:30 meeting about 12:45, and I'd appreciate it if I just appreciate the ability to vote on this one. I assume we'll get there before 11:45, but with this group, you never know. And I'd appreciate an opportunity to vote on that today.
Let's move it. Let's take it out of order. I don't have a problem with that.
Why is it doing
I
that?
don't either.
I don't have an objection to taking it out of order either, Mr. Davis.
Madam Clerk, when would we take it up? When we adopt the agenda?
Yes, so we can take it then.
Okay. I'll make that as part of my motion. And I may need someone else to handle the waivers of the rule on the new items today, since I might not be here when we get to that.
Do you know something we don't know relative to the length of this meeting, Mr. Davis?
Mr. President, you just never know what's gonna happen.
We're
Sometimes
gonna,
I have agendas and I think, well, we'll just breeze right through this, and 3 hours later, we're still at a meeting. So I just,
we're gonna surprise you today, Joe.
never
That's
can.
right.
It's gonna be your day to be surprised.
Mr. Richardson gets wound up, and God knows how long you'll be here.
Right now, you are wound up.
Include what? Oh, yeah, he's gonna make that in his adoption.
No,
Oh,
the ordinance itself.
okay. Do you have, you know that you're going to amend this ordinance? Right.
To incorporate the new changes.
Yes.
Certainly.
Well,
Here's what'll happen. He'll make his motion, and when he makes the motion, declares all that essential, he'll say, and additionally, we will move item so-and-so to the front of the agenda. And then we'll just
Right.
take it as normal business, make the amendments.
then
roll.
then we'll
Okay,
amend.
yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay. 65018, ordinance to amend and restate chapter 65 of the city code entitled Tree Protection and Management.
Okay, this is another one. There are two proposed amendments that you should have had a chance to read through. One is from Bess and one is from John. If you all have any questions about that, we will just need to have a motion to amend, each separately, and then go back to the
Original.
go back to the yes as amended, ordinance as amended, yes. Any questions anybody has about those amendments?
Yeah, I think we ought to be able to just make one motion to accept both recommendations. Right, Chris?
You could make one motion to adopt both revisions, yeah.
At the same time, rather than doing it separately?
Yes.
I don't think, that'd be fine.
Okay, it's fine with me, much easier. So anybody have any questions about the ordinance or the amendments?
It's time to vote, Jim.
Hey, I'm good with that. I just want to make sure before we move forward.
Let's rock and roll.
Okay.
Thanks, Peter.
Okay, 125, authorized management agreement with Mobile Botanical Gardens.
I sent you all an email yesterday saying that we need to lay this over again for 2 weeks.
Right.
Twenty-one 146, authorized contract with Harris Contracting for Spanish Plaza lighting upgrades.
You got an update yesterday from Martinique?
She sent something this morning.
She's right.
She emailed everyone.
Right, she's right there, yeah.
Yeah, good morning. I also
Good morning.
emailed one yesterday afternoon. I did receive the certifications, the woman-owned business certifications from Mayor Electric, as well as Ram Tool. So from what I have received thus far, we can move forward.
So I would like to ask, Ashani, does this contractor qualify as a DBE?
I have not received DBE information from them, but as far as Harris Contracting and their process with outreach, I think they've satisfied what we've asked for. He has actually sent several things to me since then, including some information this morning.
All right, if you say it's qualified, then let's go.
Mr. President?
Mr. Vice President.
Yeah, just one question, well, two questions, Ms. Kidd. My first question is that you said that, trying to just get a clear understanding that the DBE they do have participation in DBE, or you said, then you turn around and said they sent you something. Can you just clarify that? There's one time, I just didn't get a clear understanding.
So so as far as being a DBE, according to the DBE definition, they have not shown that they are a DBE to be both socially and economically disadvantaged. They are showing their certifications where they are socially disadvantaged. But as far as Harris contracting and their outreach to other subcontractors for this particular project, Harris has met that within this particular process to show that they've tried to reach other contractors and our subcontractors, including DBEs for this particular project.
Oh, that's a different matter.
So they've done their good faith effort, of which we have a 15% good faith effort. So they don't have any DBEs, but they do have a socially disadvantaged certified company.
Okay, as long as they can find one,
I do have a request to the administration as possible. And, you know, the Madam Clerk had read off earlier that someone's going to come down here talking about minority business and et cetera, and don't have no earthly idea who this person is whatsoever. But at least when things like this come before hit our agenda, I would like to ask that, make sure that, you know, all I's are dotted, all T's are crossed, and for we won't have to have like the 45-minute conversation we had on last week. Pretty much, if we can't find it, or the company cannot find the DBEs, and they did, you know, their best, and they went to the stream, I would just like for us just to know, you know, yes, this company has, you know, went to the stream, they did their best, they could not find it, and et cetera. So, you know, it's just like when this person come before us this morning, if they come, you know, we can say, hey, we have a great person, which we do, Ms. Kidd, and she made sure that every company went to the stream of finding, you know, the DBEs and qualified and et cetera, you know. But I'd just like to make that request that before it hit our agenda in the future, that will be clarified, that they have reached the DBE participation, you know, at least the minimal, or they exalt, you know, all their streams in trying to find someone to fit the to find someone for the job. But again, we would just like that to be before us before we actually, you know, vote on it, you know, for our agenda, you know, for the future. But again, I do appreciate you and everything that you do, Ms. Kidd.
Thank you very much.
And I'll make sure that that is done.
Thank you.
08164.
West now was on demand.
amen.
And Archanique, we really appreciate the effort that you make on these. You do a terrific job, and we really appreciate what you have done for the city in this regard. You made a huge, huge difference. So thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, 08164, 165, 166, and 167 are approving purchase orders and item-based bids to Train US for replacement of central air heating system components at the Sanger Theater, for Stevens Ford Lincoln, for Ford crew cab pickup trucks, or bid award to Newman Traffic Signs and Vulcan Inc. for street name signs and brackets, and to CDW Government LLC for HPE Nimble Adaptive Flash Backup Data Storage Array. 09168, appropriate monies to Bishop State Community College for an advanced manufacturing center. 21169, authorized contract of Osprey Initiative for removal of litter on Dog River, 3 Mile and 1 Mile creeks.
Hold on,
2117.
do we have a DBE on that one?
You guys been picking up trash. That's a professional service contract, I believe.
It is, and that particular project is a specialized project. It's actually a renewal, and it has been deemed a sole source. We've had that particular contract. I think this is our second our second renewal with them. They
Okay.
did. And
Yeah,
Rosemary, correct me, if I'm incorrect on this one.
You're not.
But I think they do have, Troy Ephraim and Associates with 5%.
That's the other contract.
Okay,
Oh.
I'm sorry,
But this
that's
is a
the
sole
incorrect.
source because this is the second renewal that Osprey has done this service for us before.
Yeah. This came about when we were setting up litter traps, and Thompson Engineering came up with litter getters, and it was a big effort. In fact, we were
Sit
under
down.
just
down.
sort of
Max, go.
Oh, oh.
yeah, be getting on that dog.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't realize.
Oh, yeah.
Uh,
Poor Max.
You're being mean, Gina. You're being mean.
You go right away.
Again,
You knew one day. You knew one day the dog would make it.
my dog left the room when you did that.
No, you're on the day, man.
Which, I don't know if y'all can see the blood.
I didn't know you could have that, Tony.
Hey.
Jeez, regular.
We get jumped off the tape.
Hey, maybe that's what we should do. Levon, take a lesson here. Anytime somebody gets out of line, they're bad councilman, bad councilman.
Yeah, I wish.
Sit.
Oh, dear. Okay.
So, yeah, this Osprey contract, they've, I don't know how many tons of trash that they have picked up. I'm sure we do have accountability on that. It's an amazing job. And this came under, when we were on such scrutiny on stormwater, with all those things from ADM, they came around and fulfilled a huge part of the effort the city was deemed required to accomplish. So my hat's off to those guys, and it's no doubt they'll do a great job.
All right.
21-170, authorized contract of Iker Construction Corporation for Langen Park Pavilion improvements.
Mr. President,
Yes,
Oh.
wow. Baby.
Is Brad on with us? Brad or Colonel DeLapp, maybe?
I'm here.
Brad, okay. Hey, Brad, with this, I just want to make sure as we go forward with these pavilions that the brick color and the paint color will stay the same. I just don't want to see us moving forward with things and have just a hodgepodge of colors and bricks and styles, that kind of thing, especially since we have this new plan. And this is the first thing that we're really doing at the park.
Yes, I think Shannon maybe followed up on this, but as far as the brick, we will try to match that as closely as we possibly can to the existing. Now, you're aware, sometimes you just can't get the same brick and it looks a little different, but that will be an effort of ours to find the closest brick that we can for that. And same with the paint color. I think we're, following your guidance on that and doing, whatever we need to do there. Should not be a problem at all.
Yeah, the paint that we have on those right now is paint that I purchased some years ago to have redone. So we may even have some of those old cans somewhere in storage. But yeah, I just wanted to make sure on that. I know we also have the picnic tables still will have to be stained and decide on that color as well. But just appreciate all of your work on this because it's a huge project. And just so that everybody understands, this is a 2020 project that had to be held over because we didn't have enough money. So it started in 2020 and now has laid over to 2021 so that we would have enough money to do all of the pavilions.
Right. Thank you.
Can I bring something up?
Yes, Ms. Rich.
Thanks, Councilman. Last week, I asked the administration to give the procedures and protocols for our parks improvements with CIP money. So I am waiting, and I was told we would get something about that for District 6, there's a project that goes back to 18. And so I'm just wondering, and it was designed then, but it was supposed to be done and it hasn't gone out. Now I keep hearing that it will make the agenda soon. So that will be really good, but I would still like to have the information from the administration about how projects move through the ranks and get accomplished. So that's just for my knowledge, and I guess all of us. I'm looking forward to that. I hadn't received it yet.
Yeah, Mr.
Thanks.
President,
Mr. Richardson.
yes, I want to know about the DBE for this item.
The contractor actually has exceeded the DBE amount. He has Deutsch Figures and Son, who's a certified DBE, Magnolia South, who's a certified DBE, and then there are also 2 woman-owned businesses here. Just with the DBE, he has 14.5%, and then the other is woman-owned business, and he has 4 other subs there as well. So he's met the DBE requirements here.
Okay, so I would just like to say that I have nothing against his WBEs, but the contract calls for him to have 15% DBE, and if he want to go beyond that and get the WBE, I don't have no opposition to that. But what we want to know is whether or not these contractors has a 15% DBE. All this other stuff, but whatever else he had, MED, KEP, it doesn't matter. He's under the law is requiring him to have a 15% DBE, and he can't slide, throw those slider and try to slide something else across the plate that's not a DBE. But if you say he has a 15% DBE, then I don't have nothing further to say on that.
Mr. President,
Mr. Davis.
I hesitate to get involved in this argument again. We went over this last week. The law and both the lawyers said this, all the law requires is that the business be economically or socially disadvantaged. The law does not require that it be a DBE. And women-owned businesses are federally recognized as socially and disadvantaged.
No, you can be a millionaire and own a business. No, that's not true. You can be a millionaire and own a business.
Wait, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Davis has the floor.
I agree.
When he concludes, then just get my attention, and then anyone else would have the floor. Mr. Davis.
I'm finished. That's all I'm going to say on the matter.
Anyone else?
Yes, thank you. And we did receive this information. This is all outlined. We got it, I want to say this morning, or maybe it was even last night, but I know I read it this morning with all the breakdown. And I think that Joel is correct, that it's a combination. They're all important. And I feel pretty strongly about women and not having to play in the good old boys club that they did for 1,000,000 years. So I think that that's really important, that we look for that type of activity in our city, because they are a great portion of our city. So of course I would wear that hat, and I hope that my colleagues would join me in that. That's a really good thing for Mobile. And it's part of working with everybody in our community. And as long as the good faith is also mentioned, and if they cannot find the individuals to fit in and dovetail in to make the numbers, then they just have to give that information. We just talked about a contract that did that. So I see this as very positive. I don't want to look upon it as negative at all. It's a big improvement in our city. And I'm very, very pleased with it. And I thank Archanic for really working really hard and working with our business community to get us to this point. It's been remarkable. I knew her because of Moz, and when she left Moz, I knew that was be a big loss for them, but a great improvement for our city, and it's proven. So thanks. That's it.
I think all of this discussion is absolutely why it's important that Mr. Daves and the members of the Finance Committee convene to have this overall discussion as quickly as possible. We need to know where we are as it relates to minority contracting, whether it's African American, this is disabled, whether it's a woman. We need to know as a city the progress. We know generally that we're making progress, but we ought to have the facts and figures to back that up, because the population of this city is the vast majority is female, the vast majority is African American. Both of those groups could make the argument and be legitimate in it that 15% is anemically low. And I couldn't disagree with either group if they came down and said that a good faith effort of 15% was in 2020, 2021 was anemically low. And so, Mr. Daves, as quickly as you and your committee members can call for that meeting and get with Ms. Kidd and the administration so that we can get facts and figures in front of us, I think it would really be helpful.
April 6th at 1 p.m.
Wonderful. Thank you, Mr. Daves.
Yes, sir.
Madam City Clerk.
21171, authorized contract with Tyndall Construction for Tremere Park improvements, restrooms, concessions, and community center. 21173, authorized contract with William Shaw, technician, Gulf Coast Technology Center. 21174, authorized contract with Jeremiah Moody, technician, Gulf Coast Technology Center. 21175, authorized contract with Andre King, technician, Gulf Coast Technology Center. 25176, accept permanent drainage easement from Debbie Petway for the 2018 CIP Trinity Gardens area street drainage improvements project. 31177, amend the ESG plan year 2019 and 2020 action plan to change one of the nonprofits providing services for homeless prevention. 31178, authorized application and acceptance of ADECA CDBG CV funds. 6183, determine an appropriation to Mobile County for construction of Africa Town Heritage House Museum. Serves a public purpose and authorized payment. Essential COVID-19 items being introduced for the first time. 88019, ordinance deeming property located on Wilkins Road not now needed for public or municipal purposes and authorizing the sale to Ashley Bailey. 08184, approved purchase order to Jerry Pate Turf and Irrigation for rotary mower, $38,884.05. 08185, approved purchase order to Petroleum Traders for diesel fuel for various locations. 08186, approved purchase order to Blue Rent for a second month tent rental for COVID backsite, $36,675.65. 13187, authorized change order number 1 to contract with J Hunt Enterprises, general contractors for Lab People Stadium Walking Trail, $36,918.60. 21188.
Madam City Clerk, Mr. Christensen, are you still on?
Brad?
I guess he's not. I'll never. Let's continue to move forward. I'm sorry. It doesn't appear to be on.
Okay. 21188 and 189 are authorizing contracts with Cynthia Kerr for drug lab technician services, municipal court, $31,519, and county D's for payment clerk services, municipal court, $31,519. 21190, authorized 1-year service contract with Gorham Air Conditioning for HVAC maintenance and repairs at various City of Mobile facilities, $240,000. 21191, authorized contract amendment with Goodwood Mills and Kaywood for Michael Figures Park improvement, $16,400. 21-192, authorized contract renewal with Neil Schaefer for stormwater management professional services, $345,000. 21-193, authorized contract with Bill Smith Electric for Harold L. Johnson Police Headquarters Emergency Generator Replacement, $136,885. 40-194, 195, 96, 97, 98, and 99 are declaring the structures public nuisances and ordering them demolished and or repaired. 47-200, assent to the vacation of right-of-way between lots 3 and 4 Westwood Farms re-subdivision on Halls Mill Road. 58-201, authorized removal of weeds, group 1611. 60-202, 203, 204, 205, 206, 207 are determined appropriations to Mobile Medical Museum, Child Advocacy Center, the Village of Spring Hill, Adoption Rocks, Inc., Keep Mobile Beautiful, Inc., and Success for the Future Charity Foundation, serve a public purpose and authorize payment. 60-208, approve award a special bonus to Office of the Month of February as part of the Mayor's Incentive Program. 01-209, authorize an intergovernmental agreement with Mobile County for the Mobile County Soccer Complex, $200,000.
Excuse me, on that one, it should read 250,000. It was in our budget. So
Okay.
I wrote to the mayor and inquired about it. And then I received a phone call from Jimmy Barber, and he said that it should read 250,000 as the budget allocated. So that just,
Okay.
and it won't be voted this week, so they can do it for our next week's agenda. But that's what I was told, and I hope that that would be a follow through.
Yeah, let's change it for this meeting.
Well, yes, but I know we're not voting today, but
Right,
yes, it
right.
should read correct and definitely for next week.
Needs to be read correctly.
The actual resolution.
I don't disagree.
Okay, that's all.
All right.
Announcements. Mr. Dave, are you going to tell us which ones were
Yeah,
taken?
but if you need, someone needs to mark it down in case I'm not around. It's 40, 194, 195, 196, 197, 198, and 199. Dealing with the structures, and the 196 we're gonna take it up, but be held over 60 days. And then 58-201, removal of weeds. Then the rest of them are discretionary distributions. 60-202, 203, 204, 205, 206, and 207. And then 208 is the special bonus.
Who's gonna do it? Looks like Bess.
Yes.
Well, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I was doing something else. I didn't hear this conversation, seriously.
I thought you were writing. Who's writing it down?
No, I was actually texting somebody. Sorry.
I've got it written.
I have them.
Okay.
The clerk can read it out, yes?
Yes.
We can-
Do
Sorry.
we have any announcements prior to?
Mr. President,
Yes, ma'am.
I have a couple of things. One is the short-term rentals task force meeting for Thursday. I am not able to attend that to help kick them off. I know Mrs. Rich, who is another committee member, is not able to be there. I didn't know if maybe Mr. Richardson was able to attend it and help kick them off. Fred, you can?
I won't be-
Is this a Zoom meeting, Ms. Gray?
Yeah, it'll be a Zoom meeting, and if Mr. Arledge can be there, it would be good if one of the council people could also be there, just to, thank them for their participation and go over a little bit about what their goal is, and then Chris can go over in more detail exactly what it is we're looking for, if he's available. But it's coming up on Thursday, and I just hadn't heard anything from anybody as to whether.
Thursday at what time? You disappeared.
We lost her.
I mean, you just vanished out of thin air.
2
Let's
o'clock.
blame it on the dog.
That's what Chris says.
Yeah, Zach getting his revenge.
Zach is back.
Max.
Max, my fault, Max. I guess we'll find out.
President, Thursday was at at 2 o'clock. If you're not able to do it, I'll do it for you.
I don't mind. I'll adjust my calendar, and be ready to, offer those remarks and get it going. If something happens between now and Thursday, I'll be certain to let you know, Mr. Small. Any other announcements?
Council, can you stay on for a minute after, we stop recording?
Yeah.
Sure. If we can get Ms. Gregory back. Let's see. Have
I'm
you
sure
stopped
that-
recording, Madam City Clerk?
We're still recording.
we're
Okay,
still
I
recording.
think that we pretty well wrapped.
There's two of them. There's a blue dot too. There's a blue dot and then there's a,
But you're gonna have to say, we're through, then he'll.
This particular meeting is concluded.